I've been touring for the past 10 years, basically with Uncle Cracker. So I've been on tour bus, flying around and just playing super cool venues. I went from a few thousand followers to almost 80,000 right now. I did everything the opposite. I even started my membership before creating my YouTube channel. You basically start getting paid to give away tools, tutorials, and getting leads over there.
YouTube started paying you to generate leads and sales for your business.
I create a new landing page and a lead magnet every video.
That was Marine Lacoste. She spent 10 years playing the keys in stadiums and in front of crowds of 80,000 plus people. Then she built a membership before she even had one person to sell it to. Today, the question that made her double down on YouTube and the simple challenge that got a totally silent community posting. And what she says about her critics at the end, that stuck with me. Let's get into it.
I am so happy to have you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so there's a lot that I want to unpack because number one, you're doing things differently as a musician and as an artist. Number two, you've built an absolutely incredible business, and I want to talk about that. Number three, you got a big, bright future, big plans on the next level you want to take this. But before we get into that, let's give people some context because you're coming from a musician background. So talk to us a little bit about this. What were you doing before?
So I've always been a musician from how long I remember. And I've been touring for the past 10 years, basically with Uncle Cracker. So I've been on tour bus, flying around and just playing super cool venues and just, touring States and Canada. And I've also played with Corey Hart for a few tours then. So it's a very different world, definitely.
Wow. Girl, you've been playing in stadiums. That's amazing.
Yeah, that was one.
In that experience, what did you discover about yourself when you're on tour?
I really love being on tour. I actually really love being on stage. And it became clear to me that that was where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
But then when I started learning more about entrepreneurs and stuff like that, I kind of find a new side of myself. But playing music, playing shows, being a performer is really who I am. And
So we're going to unpack the entrepreneurial side.
Yeah.
I just want to take pause for a moment because, you're on tour with Uncle Cracker, touring all throughout US and Canada, playing in stadiums. How did you get a gig like that?
I know, right? And they're based in the States and I'm based in Canada. So it's a long story, but basically over 10 years ago, I was playing in an all-girl band and we were playing in a casino around the States.
Yeah.
So when we were playing is in Detroit and the hotel where we were staying at, Uncle Cracker tour bus was parked there.
Oh, wow.
So one time, I think it was 2 a.m., we were coming back from the casino. And we got to the hotel. We were all wearing stuff from the shows. And there was a big black tour bus. And I was like, wow, who is there, right? And by the time we got to the hotel, we heard somebody say, "Hi, who are you?" Because, you see 6 girls coming out of a van and you're on the bus, you ask for some question. So that was the guitar player that was part of them. There was 2 guitar players on the bus that night. So we started talking, started hanging out. And every time we went to Detroit, we were just spending time together, partying a little, going on the bus, meeting the bands.
Yeah.
And they even came to see us play at the casino.
Wow.
So yeah, that's probably where we started really feeling close. And at some point they needed somebody to replace a keyboard player in the show in Canada. So they asked me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So it was like right place, right time.
It is really like this. It feels like it is. Yeah.
And then you leaned in at that point.
Yeah.
But I think, don't you think that's one of the hardest things as an artist is those are elements that you can't control, right?
You have no control of it.
Yeah.
It's almost like you have to believe something is going to go your way.
Yeah.
And it's probably the most difficult part of it. You're like, I know where I want to go. I know what I want because this is what I wanted, to be on tour, to be playing with musicians, but how am I going to get there? I had no clue.
Yeah. So you were slogging it out,
Yeah.
at playing at all these different shows. And then, this one moment, it was like that chance moment.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. Well, number one, I want to, acknowledge you for, seizing the moment, because I think oftentimes like those moments come and they go, and, we don't take advantage of it. And so it sounds like you certainly did that. But one thing in our conversation off camera is you were saying that, you love playing in front of shows, you love being on tour, but it can also get exhausting.
It can be, yes. Touring is amazing. I think there's nothing like it when you're on stage and you have the crowd cheering you up and just having like 80,000 people in front of you. It's like, there's nothing like it. Like, nothing. It's absolutely incredible. But the behind the scene of that usually people don't see is we're on the stage maybe an hour, but the 23 other hours, what are we doing? So we're usually traveling. We're getting up very, very early from town to town. Flying around is not easy either.
Right.
Most of the time with delays, cancellation, and stuff like this. So it get really exhausting with the time. So I was looking, to find new ways. But
so that was the primary source of income for you, was playing at these shows. And then you got this tension of like, I love it, but also like it's draining and I'm tired.
Yeah.
So where did you go from there?
I'm not sure. I think COVID happened and I had to realize that my business, my playing was just like so easy to lose. It was just this scary moment where I was like, am I even going to go back? Am I even going to play again? You don't know, right? So I started feeling like I should create something online, look for something else. And I just started, I feel like the first thing I created was two technique book for piano players.
Okay.
And I just started from there. I like the vibe of selling stuff online. And that's where, I went from.
So you're like, hey, I got these skills playing the keyboard and piano. How could I use this in some capacity? And it led you to the conclusion, hey, maybe I could like package this up and sell this.
Yeah. And I've always been teaching around, like since I'm like, I think 17, I've been teaching piano.
I see.
So when COVID hit, everything went online.
Yeah.
So I started working with Zoom, seeing how we can actually teach remotely. I feel like all of that just starting to inspire me to do more.
And then you took the next step. You started sharing it online, specifically on YouTube. So talk me through that. Like, what were you sharing on YouTube, and how did you start your channel there?
Yeah, actually, I did everything on the opposite. So I was really, I was having a hard time with social media because I try publishing a lot on Instagram and stuff like this for all the touring that I'm doing. And nothing really like worked out. So I felt like it was not for me. Like I was not going to be able to have a social following.
Yeah.
Like it couldn't happen. So I actually started to work on courses, build different product online. I even started my membership before creating my YouTube channel.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was reversed.
Yes, it was reversed.
Well, okay.
But at some point I had to do it because I realized that I had nobody to sell it. I had nobody to talk about it. Like I didn't have any audience, and people following me on Facebook were more of musicians in my family. So not the right people that I wanted to teach.
I got it. So you had created the courses, created the membership, but you're like, I don't have the audience to sell it to.
Exactly. So this is me coming from a music background and a marketing background. So I've really learned it backwards. And I realized like I needed to have my YouTube channel. And then it took me a while before I was like, okay, this is definitely where I need to focus.
So at that point, like, what do you start doing? So, I'm just thinking for anybody that's watching and listening, they come to the same conclusion. Okay, I got to build my audience. Where do you begin in that moment?
Well, I did probably what everybody is doing. I try everything. I tried to go on TikTok. I tried to go on Instagram. And then I tried to go on YouTube. I did all of that. But at some point, I watched a lot of videos online and I realized like I only need one. And I started asking people who joined my membership, where do you come from? Most of the time it was YouTube.
Really?
I found you on YouTube. Find you on YouTube. And I was like, well, maybe I don't need Instagram and all that. So there was like maybe 3 years ago, I decided to double down on YouTube and be like, all right, this is going to be my thing. I'm going to do YouTube, going through my email, nothing else. I'm not going on Instagram and nothing else. And this is where it really exploded. And it
Wow.
worked.
So there's a lot of wisdom in that I want to unpack for everybody, because what you're saying is it's not just YouTube per se, but for you it was like I want to find out first and foremost, like, where are my best customers coming from?
Yeah.
In your case, it was YouTube, but if someone's watching and listening and they find out that maybe their best customers are coming from Instagram or Facebook or podcast, what I hear you saying is like, find that out first, then double down.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so what did that focus do for you and your energy and efforts?
It really helped because I started learning the platform. Instead of just posting for posting, I really learned how YouTube works. I learned that you have to really build this introduction, build your way around your script. Each platform is so different. Then I feel like at the beginning, it's really hard to master all of that. So it really helped, and I really doubled down on that. It gave me a lot of clarity on what to do and where to focus my energy. So I was doing only one thing, and I wanted to do it really, really well.
Yeah. Well, I want to unpack your secrets on YouTube, but give us a sense of like what's happened since you doubled down in terms of the growth on YouTube.
I went from a few thousand followers to almost 80,000 right now.
Wow.
So I got monetized, and once you're monetized, it's just go just up from there.
And so when you say you got monetized, what does that mean?
So basically, it's just like the way of YouTube paying you for the ads that you're having on your channel. So it's really nice because this is the best platform, I feel like, for monetizing. They give you a lot more than any other platform. So you basically start getting paid to give away tools, tutorials, and getting leads over there.
Oh, and don't worry about writing down any of this stuff, because Marine's whole system is waiting for you in a free kit in the description.
Okay, I just need to pause for a moment because I'm just putting this in perspective. What I hear you saying is like YouTube became your platform. You started getting monetized. So YouTube started paying you to generate leads and sales for your business. How crazy is that when you hear that reflected back?
It is really crazy, yeah.
Wow. I want to dig in because obviously you've cracked the code on YouTube. So what would you say is the difference between content you were producing for other platforms versus content that you're now producing for YouTube?
YouTube is really like long form. I don't even do shorts. I really do long form because I feel like people need time to learn something at the piano. They need to be able to go backwards. They need to be able to slow down or watch what you're doing. And I think that YouTube is really the best platform for that. Other platforms are more like, if I think of TikTok or Instagram, it's more entertainment. So they're looking more for something to just watch. They don't really want to learn from my experience. So that's why YouTube was really great, because you have people searching for the topic you're actually giving to them. So they're already aware of what they want.
Right.
And you're just showing up with solution to what they're looking for.
So I heard you say something there that people on YouTube are searching for content. So how do you ensure that your content gets in front of the people that are searching for it?
So when you start, it's usually with keywords, but YouTube changed a lot. And the algorithm is really getting better. So it's not as much as keywords. So the goal is really to show up on the home screen of YouTube and have the refill at the end of each videos and stuff like this.
Yeah.
So now YouTube is really looking inside your videos, looking at what you're saying, what you're teaching, and he knows who is good for your video and testing it like that.
So are you being more intentional in terms of your script and how are you structuring that?
So you always have like a good introduction to tell who is it for, what are you going to teach them inside the video. Then I always have like my call to action, which is where I tell them, I have a freebie, I have something for you for that video. So that's one of the things that I implemented. I create a new landing page and a lead magnet every video.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So yeah, that's something, more work over there. But every single video, I have sheet music, I have stuff I'm sharing. So it's kind of easy to create something new like this for each video. And also, if somebody just downloaded something before, but they have a new reason to interact with my content too.
And this is a big lesson because you're creating a new lead magnet for every video that you produce. And I can only imagine that gives you incredible insight as to, what videos are, the most valuable for you generating leads and ultimately sales.
Yeah, it's really nice because you really see what works more, and then you can create a course on the topic, or you can really explore more. And the thing with YouTube now is you really want to niche down to one topic. Like, for example, piano lessons is too broad. You really got to go deeper and more into whatever you're teaching, because there's so many channel now that you need to go deeper. And yeah, the lead magnet is pretty nice to that.
So what's an example of how you went more narrow?
Now I teach rock, pop, piano. So that's first of all. You're never going to see jazz song on my channel. So that's one. And I use chords to teach. So it's a different approach, and I really focus on that. I really want to give them tips that they can actually use right now, so they can play beautiful music almost instantly with some chords.
Yeah.
So I see them like as quick wins. All videos can be used right now.
I got you. And I can see how like the lead magnet you're providing naturally complements what you're teaching in the video, because if they're learning a song, then having the sheet music makes learning that song so much easier.
Yeah.
In order to do that for every video, you've got to have a process. So talk me through your process as you're preparing to, publish a new video.
So for the process, well, we have the video. I use ConvertKit, Kit now, and I just create a new landing page in there with a new lead magnet in there too. So it's just like, it's a lot of things to work on, different rules, different stuff like this. But once you do it one or two or twice, you get used to it.
And I'm sure it's probably like, are you like duplicating the same page and then tweaking the headline and so forth? And then obviously you've got the sheet music. So that's just a link that you're hooking up. So you're in a rhythm, I would imagine, when you're publishing. Yeah,
it's a rhythm. And it's also part of how I do my videos. So I always create the workbook, which is the freebie first before recording. So I have what I'm going to teach. So I know I'm not going to go somewhere else or say something else. So I have it already ready. So it's easy then when I post a video to have that too.
And that's a really smart move, because you can show it in the video, which creates even more interest and appeal to be able to get the thing.
Yeah.
That's a really, one of those little hacks and nuances that I think is important, because when you're demonstrating it in the video, it's going to create more appeal, more people are going to want it, and it's easy and natural for you to say, hey, and if you want the sheet music from this, go here.
Yeah, and I do a lot of like 5 different arpeggios or 5 different things. So they really want to have those 5 arpeggios so they can sit down, practice, because these things take time. Yeah. So they need to have the PDF, then sit down at the piano and do it. I feel like it's more difficult to follow a video all the time. So those tools are really useful.
Okay, so how often are you posting?
Every single week.
Every single week?
Yeah.
So you do 1 video a week?
Yeah.
And how long are each videos typically?
Between 8 and 15 minutes.
Okay, and has that been the sweet spot you found?
I think it's the sweet spot. Sometimes I go over and do like a few weeks ago, I did a 30 minutes video. Doesn't work as well.
I see.
I feel like, they don't have that much time, and I go deeper in those videos. They really want to have like something that is straightforward tools. Yeah.
Are there any other pieces of advice that you would give for somebody who wants to grow on YouTube?
Script your videos.
Script them.
Absolutely. I started not scripting, and I was rambling, and sometimes I got lost, and it took me so much more time recording. So script your videos, have something that makes sense with introduction, points, and then just a call to action at the end. That's really important.
Yeah.
Have CTA for freebies like this. They want it, just give it to them. And be very aware of thumbnails and hooks, because this is the first thing they're going to see. Even if you have a great video, if you don't have a good thumbnail and hooks, they're not going to see.
So what advice would you give to make a great thumbnail?
I think it needs to be very bright. You see a few words, and you have to have fun with that and test it. For example, I've tried many times to put my face on the thumbnails, and it doesn't work as well as only my hands.
So your hands are the money makers.
My hands on the piano are the money maker. For some reason, they don't want to see my face. They don't care. So that works really well. There's also a few words that I know works really well that I put on my thumbnail. Every time that I put beautiful on the thumbnail, I know it's going to work. So you have to try these and reuse these too. So be really like comfortable to reuse patterns and things you're doing.
you mentioned your membership. So I want to unpack that because you before started creating courses and memberships. And what would you say is the balance of your revenue between the two?
So most of my revenue comes from my membership. I'm only starting now to create some standalone product, more of courses, because I really wanted to have everything inside the membership. But what I've found out with the time is that I kind of have two different avatars inside my membership. People who want to learn piano, but I also have a lot of people who want to play in bands. And that's a big difference because if you're playing in a band, you're going to be playing more than piano. You're going to be approaching things very differently. So I'm starting to just like maybe have more than just like the piano side of things and looking at courses.
What I hear you saying is that the majority of your revenue is coming from the membership?
Yes.
And so inside of that, you are teaching, obviously, but how is what you're teaching in the membership different than what you're teaching on YouTube?
So it's pretty much the same. I use really the same patterns, the same ideas. I want to show them how they can do that. One of the things that I do inside the membership that people love is every month I do a chord challenge where I show them how they can use some ideas, some rhythm ideas for different levels and how they can apply that to a real song. And that's exactly what I'm doing from YouTube. On YouTube, I show them all the tips, the arpeggios, the patterns, the ideas, simple things they can apply. But inside the membership, I show them how to apply it, and how to make it real inside a real song.
So on YouTube, you're showing what to do. In the membership, you're showing how to do it.
Basically, yeah.
I see. Okay. And so what are your deliverables inside the membership and how often are you providing them?
So I have 2 lives a month when I have a workshop and a live challenge where what I do every month. Then I have a tutorial, a new song that I drop every single month too. And I'm always like adding more content and stuff like that.
And so as you have grown this membership, do you have a community component?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
And what, so everybody's in there chatting and talking and discussing the songs and stuff?
Yes. Well, at first it was really slow. I moved to Facebook, planning probably to move back to my platform because a lot of people don't like Facebook anymore. So we'll look about that. But what really like unblocked everything was a challenge. Like before doing the monthly challenge, nobody was posting. Everybody's scared of posting them playing. You know, they don't know if they're good. They know that they want to practice. It's so vulnerable. It's really, really hard.
Yeah.
But the challenge make them post more. So
talk me through this challenge then, because it sounds like that's been a really positive, element in your membership that has got your members more engaged. What specifically are you doing in that challenge that's getting people to post?
Yeah, so my goal was to give them something they could do almost instantly, like this most easy thing they can do. So I have 3 levels of patterns that we call it's just rhythm that you can do with chords on the piano. So I have 3 levels of that. So I show them how you can play that. And every single month we have a theme, so a musical theme. Last month we did hard rock. Well, this month actually it was hard rock. So I'm showing them 3 different ideas of groove they can do in the hard rock style. And we're applying it to a real song. And the song was Eye of the Tiger by Survivor. So we're looking at that, how we can go from those ideas to something real. Because I feel like most people get stuck there. Like how to go from all the ideas you can find on YouTube, because there's tons of them. But now you have to use them inside a song. And that's very different.
So I hear what you're saying, because it's like there's certain styles. And learning about a style is one thing, but applying it to a song is something totally different. And you're bridging that gap in the membership.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I've seen lots of people, everybody's happy about it, loves it. And it's actually something that is really new. I've started this like maybe 6 months ago.
Okay. And so as part of the challenge, are they then posting?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I really encourage them to post. I told them post anything, even if it's too measured, go ahead, post. I just want to see you do something. And it's getting there. I've got really good testimonial about that. Like people being like, I got really inspired seeing other people do it. I'm going to post. I did it. They're super proud of this.
Yeah.
And I really encourage this because that's part of the process. You need to do it and share it.
And I would imagine you've had to create a community that feels safe? Because as you said before, it's vulnerable when you're learning something new to post because you're like, oh gosh, this really sucks. I don't know. And you doubt yourself and everything. Yeah. So you've had to have created that safe environment. And I can hear it in your encouragement of them. But what advice would you give other membership site owners where maybe their community is not as engaged and they want to get people posting more? How did you create that environment where people feel comfortable?
I think it started from, like I say, something super simple. Like they have 3 levels. So even if they're more advanced, they could post just the first one. Just post something. Also, I'm always telling people it doesn't matter if it's good, if it's not good, just posting matters. Just the fact of the small wins. So really talking about it a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm also sharing stuff. So I think that helped a lot where I share my version of the pattern so they can see that, oh, okay, she's not perfect either. So, I mean, she's good, but she make mistakes too. So, okay, I think I'm going to do it too.
Yeah. So going first.
Yeah. Going first helps.
Yeah.
Especially in music. I encourage people to post also, like you say, because a few months from here, you're going to see all the works you've done because sometimes progress is very tiny things that you don't really see.
Yeah.
But when you look back and you look at how you were playing, you're like, oh wow, okay, I've made this far. That's really awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that, right? Like we're always looking at the gap of where we are and where we want to be, but we very rarely look at the gain of how far we've come.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you've been doing this for a while. You've built an incredible membership business. So what are some things that you've learned along that journey to be able to go from somebody watching you on YouTube to, signing up for your PDF to then joining your membership? What have you learned to be able to effectively do that?
I really learned to think of the person who's watching first in how is he seeing this or how is he thinking of music? What does he want? Because I'm not my avatar. I'm not the one that is for this. So I think it's really important to look at different perspective. Not everybody want to be pro, first of all. So most people just want to sit down and have fun. Just play some songs. It doesn't have to be complex. So I come from a classical background too. And it's all about perfection and practicing and just being like super perfect. And that's exactly what I'm not teaching.
I see.
I just want them to have fun with a few things. And I think it's possible if you just learn this. So it's really to look from the perspective of the person you're trying to help.
And I can imagine that influences your copy and your messaging and so forth. Am I right in that?
Yeah, absolutely. I never say like you want to go pro on the piano. It's not that. Membership is not for that. It's really to make them play songs and have fun.
Yeah. And you said you discovered inside the membership that you've really there's really 2 groups.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So recently I kind of did a survey because I was wondering how the membership was going. And yeah, I can see that I have people wanting to sit at the piano by themselves and just play songs for fun. But I also have a lot of people that want to play in local bands and just have fun. Most of my students are retired. They just want to play and enjoy that. So it's a very different approach because piano is one instrument. But playing keys, you can also play Hammond organ. You can play Rhodes. There's synthesizer. There's so different keys that you can do, and it's a very different approach. But there's a big interest probably from playing rock,
And so when you sent out your survey, because I think this is really important for everybody, the survey results are so valuable, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so when you're creating that survey, what questions did you ask to get the information that you were looking for?
And that's really like the secret behind this, because I've done a bunch of surveys and sometimes you're like, it doesn't help me. Like you have the answer, like, okay, the questions are so important. So it was really to see what goal they were looking for. So do you want to play by yourself at the piano, or do you want to play in a band, join local band? So what is the goal that you have? And one of the things I realized was really like, it was divided in half. Because I also like to teach and talk about organ and stuff like this. So I feel like people are joining also because of that.
Yeah. It's so interesting. I just think that we can get into a rhythm with our memberships and we just keep doing the same thing. But it's important to check in with your members on a regular basis because their needs and their desires may change and evolve. And we've got to therefore change and evolve with that. So as we look to wrap, I would love to get your insights for everybody because you because of COVID, had to pivot and switch. And there's a lot of people who are watching and listening who have an idea, and it's been brewing and it's been sitting back there, but they've been thinking about it, but they haven't like taken that next step. What advice would you give them to pull the trigger and go for it?
I would just say go for it. I started backwards and I still made it. So I just try things. It's not going to be perfect. I've been watching back my old videos and I'm like, oh my God, it's not perfect, but you have to start somewhere. And there's a learning curve. It's there. You're going to have to deal with it. So I would say start with it. YouTube is a great place to test. So if I was doing it from the beginning again, or teaching somebody to do it, I would say start with a YouTube channel, a few videos, maybe 10 videos, and test your idea. Is there an audience there? Is there interest for what you want to do? And then you can start creating products and a membership in the back of that. But at least you have proof that people are interested in what you have, and you didn't build this whole thing in the back end.
Yeah, I think that's really smart. Like, so get out there and just start testing ideas first before you start committing to building a whole thing.
Yeah.
When you did launch your membership, how did you first launch it? How did you do your founding member launch?
So I didn't know you at that time. So I didn't do a founding member launch, but I went just launching the membership. I already sold a few things. So I just went for it. And a few months later, I tried to do the Jeff Walker launch and just build something around that. But it took me a long time to build because it was all brand new for me.
And you didn't have the audience.
And it was pre-AI. So it was just like this whole thing. And I didn't have the audience. So yeah.
Final thoughts. Looking forward, what are you most excited about with your business?
I'm really excited about the membership, growing this, and maybe exploring more, helping maybe new musicians do the same thing that I did, because music industry is something different, and I feel like we can have something on the side or just like help yourself. Yeah.
What opportunities do you see for musicians?
I think you can do both and have really a beautiful career as a musician, and also have this online thing going on that really helps. It gives you control over your life, over everything.
And so how do you differentiate your content online when there's so many lessons that other, piano lessons online? How did you make yours unique and different?
Yeah, so there's a few different ways I do this. First of all, I'm me, so I'm very different than anybody else. For sure, the part of rock, I really like rock piano, and I think that not everybody's going this way. But even if I teach pretty much everything, like, I mean, a C chord is a C chord. It's just the way you play, the way you teach it, and how you do with it is different. My approach is different. My method is different. So there's a few different ways you can really like differentiate.
But even the very first thing that you said is, I'm me.
Yeah.
And that in and of itself, like, you could just put a period on that end of that sentence. Like, I'm me. I'm different than everybody else. Yeah. And so it doesn't matter. Even if I am teaching the same thing, it's not going to come across as the same thing because I'm different and I'm unique.
Yeah. And I've been asking myself that for years, and people asking me that, like, there's already people teaching this. I'm like, yeah, but there's no you there. And even like some people are going to like you for the vibe you bring, and some other people are not going to like you, and that's fine. And I think just that is really important to understand.
Where did that confidence come from, though? You said there's going to be some people that like you, some people that don't. So when the people that don't, and because the keyboard cowboys are out there, and so like, how do you navigate that?
I feel like I've always been this kind of person who wants to be different. First of all, I have red hair, I have tattoos. I mean, I like to be different. So it comes with, I know that not everybody's going to like me. But it's not always easy. Like, we've all seen trolls online, and it's not always fun. But I feel like I don't need to please everybody. Like, I do one thing, and I think it's part of being like a certain musician. You just want to be like, I want to do this.
Have you ever had a situation that was hard, where somebody was critical?
Yes, not on the tutorials though, but I also have another channel where I play songs. And yeah, I had a big thread over one reels on YouTube where people were getting really, really nasty and not fun. So I just took it down because I don't need this. And it just takes my focus out of what I should be focusing on. But it's not that often, but sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. It can be challenging, right? Like because your mind can get squirreled and going to like, oh my gosh, like, is this worth it? And,
and we're sensitive. We're artists. We care. We want to do something that people actually like. We're pouring all this time and energy into a video, and you have people just saying bad things about you. Like, it's not fun. It's not, yeah.
What advice would you give for people though that, maybe in the earlier days of growing their channels and they've got some of that critical feedback and it's causing them to, hesitate?
It's going to happen. So get used to it. If you want to do videos, you want to get public, it's part of it. And you're not going to be able to block everything. It's just, if you have a good balance between good and some bad comments, it's fine. It's just part of it. Don't get too attached to this. It's always more of a reflection for them, what they're seeing, than for you. Like, you have nothing to do with it, just them. So
honestly, dude, that's like a really powerful piece of advice because, it is easy to get derailed by one comment.
Yeah.
I was talking to one of our students the other day, and she was running an event, and 99.9% of the feedback was super positive. There was that like 0.1% of the feedback. And she said she started focusing and obsessing over this like one woman, this one comment. And it had her even questioning whether she wanted to do these kinds of events again. And then she said she just had to snap out of it and realize like what a, devastating thing if she stopped serving all of those people that enjoy her work because of this one woman and this one comment. And it just kind of put it into perspective for her. But, it doesn't make it any easier, right?
No, and you cannot control what people think. That's one of the things. Just be you, do your thing, and try to be the best version of you. It's not going to work with everybody, and that's fine.
Well, this has been an absolute treasure and a treat. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Where can people go to connect with you?
So on my YouTube channel, Online Rock Lessons, Online Rock Piano Lessons, I think is my YouTube channel. And my website, onlinerocklessons.com.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
If Marine changed how you think about building an audience from scratch, you are going to love next week. Alicia went from a laid-off engineer to a professional belly dancer and built a membership people never leave. And I break down exactly how she pulled it off. So subscribe so you don't miss it. Oh, and go grab Marine's full system free in the description. We'll see you next time.